I don't know if it was Soken or somebody else on the team or music that did the theme songs, the themes for Tuliolal, but it is in fact you can see in the corner, it's the 23rd of July today, and I have spent so much time just pottering around in this city, bopping to this music. It is ridiculously catchy, and I have to salute them for something that is so overwhelmingly upbeat and just good vibes. On the subject of good vibes, welcome one and all to the healer role quests. I can't say I was super enthused or excited by the magic ranged DPS. I had to think which one I'd done then. The magic ranged DPS was the first one that I did. This is the second one. Can't say I was super amazed or enthralled by that story, but it was alright. We're going to do the healer one today. You can see I'm a smidge of the way into level 99, so rather than getting too close to the end and wasting XP, I'll just go into a dungeon after I've run out of the quests and so on and so forth. I've got a quote-unquote plan, such as it is. Nippin. In the sting of things. Nippin's gaze is transfixed upon the crowds until he spies you. What business do you have with me? My apologies. You were Brookhaven's guest, were you not? I'm Nippin, and I've journeyed far from the northern valleys of Shatteral to reach this grand city. Tell me, traveller, what is your name? I'm Devigen. Nice to meet you. Devigen, rest assured I shall remember it. That's very kind of you, because I'm probably not going to be able to remember your name. I'm terrible with names. I think I've told people this before, and it tends to surprise people. It's like, Devigen, aren't you a teacher? Aren't teachers supposed to be good with names? It's like, no, teachers are supposed to be good at educating people. If we happen to be good at names as well, that's an incredible bonus. But I'm not. Shame that we must meet under these unfortunate circumstances. My village's prized possession was among the treasures stolen by the Passage of the Unbound. It's known as the Heart Sting, the soul of a dread scorpion, one of the Tural Vidrals, sealed within. The creature once hunted its prey using an array of toxins produced within its body. It was a menace to all. Those granted the Heart Sting's gifts may wield this fearsome power as they see fit. We believe the thieves have already taken it across the ocean to Eorzea, and it'll doubtless wreak havoc in the wrong hands. Thus I seek a healer to remedy any harm wrought by the Heart Sting's toxins in that faraway land. I won't mince words. You are precisely the sort of woman I seek. We must ask quickly to avoid the worst. Will you lend us your aid? Aiding those indeed is what I try and do best. You have my gratitude. To the matter of hand then. While I was making inquiries here in Tuliolal regarding the thieves' whereabouts, some of Eorzean merchants told me a rather intriguing tale. Specifically, those returning from Limsa Laminsa bring fell tidings, tales of able-bodied men and women suddenly losing their vision. An all too familiar account, as the Heart Sting allows mastery over all manner of poisons, including those that inflict temporary blindness. A great deal of training is required to properly utilise the Scorpion's gifts, but the blinding toxin is one of the simplest to wield. It seems to me the brigands are the masterminds of these strange incidents, harnessing the treasure's power for their own nefarious ends. Lushkana, the village elder's daughter, makes for Limsa Laminsa in pursuit of the Heart Sting. I intended to set sail with her, but my foot was badly injured by a strange mechanical doll during the thieves' ambush. Lushkana insisted I remain here to recover, and she would not take no for an answer. I must ask that you cross the sea in my stead, and provide Lushkana with your aid. Considering that our enemy wields deadly poisons, the danger is too great for her to face alone. Based on when she departed, I presume she's arrived at her destination by now. She boarded a merchantman, captained by a woman named Balbrida, who's primarily based in Limsa. She may be able to help you locate Luxana. Lushkana. Something like that. It's been an expansion. We're up to what? Probably 60 plus hours, I would think, of content that I've done at this point. And I think I can fairly safely say it is an expansion designed purely to make me feel really stupid that I can't pronounce any of the names. These guys look so much better with the ponchos on than we do. Bold Breeder. Oh yeah, I'm Bold Breeder. And if you were planning to sell your healing services to me and my crew, don't. The ship ain't setting sail for a short while. Yeah, looking for a Turali woman called Lushkana. Aye, she made the crossing with us, trying to retrieve some sort of treasure, as I recall. I told her Orca's Alley was her best bet for the latest chatter, so you may find her wandering thereabouts. Keep an eye out for a hiring lass in red tunic carrying a spear on her back. She can't have gone too far. Knowing Hawker's Alley, she's probably been ambushed by half a dozen Lalafell bards using the performance feature. That's a very pretty glamour. I salute you. Carbuncle, looking excellent. Lighting. I do appreciate the lighting changes. That's not Hawker's Alley. Well, no, it's not. This is Hawker's Alley. West and east. That's kind of out of the way. I suppose to make sure that you weren't ambushed by dozens and dozens. Where does this thing come from? The Corn Servant. I've seen a few of these now, and I want it, but I've refused to look it up. It's irresponsibly cute. I'm assuming it is a quest or a drop. But there's a load of side quests that I haven't done yet, so... That's a nice little tunic. Lushkana. Lushkana? Lushkana? Who knows? Hello? Oh, hello there, stranger. Can I help you? Newpin sent you to help, did he? Seeing as I've hit something of a dead end, your timing couldn't be better. I suppose proper introductions are in order then. I am Lushkana of Shaktral, and you are... Slayer of Gods. I mean, I'm a simple adventurer. Pleasure to meet you, Demagen. With that, we're strangers no longer. That's... well, I mean, technically that's how that works, I suppose. I'm not sure how much Nipin's already told you, but I assume you'll want to hear more about the day of the theft. Nod. My father and Nipin had just set a trap using one of the Heartsting's toxins and were on their way to return the treasure to its resting place. So they actually use it. It's not like the one from the ranged magical DPS quest where it's kind of kept locked away. Though, to be fair, it just drops rocks on people, so... But an evil presence stirred in the wilds that night. Mechanical dolls with great glowing eyes leapt from the shadows and gravely wounded them both. My father survived the encounter, thankfully, but he was unable to give chase and convalesces now in my home village. The culprits' faces eluded him in the darkness, but he heard two voices, a man's and a woman's. He recognised neither, so we're certain, they aren't from our village. Whoever those two were, they must have been the ones controlling the dolls before making off with the Heartsting. Unless one was the doll. Do we have some kind of creepy ventriloquist? Bukevu said they're part of the Passage of the Unbound, but I'm afraid that's all I know of the culprits. Still, that may change if I can ascertain the cause of the recent blinding incidents that have occurred here. Unfortunately, I haven't had much luck asking around. The thought of addressing even one person here is, well, overwhelming when you're from a remote village like mine. The few I've attempted to speak with were too busy to even listen in the first place. You on the other hand... Try that again, shall I? You, on the other hand, look ready to take on the world, or at least this city. I'm sorry to ask this of you so soon after we've met, but could you help me gather the latest hearsay at the markets? The confident arm-crossed pose. Many, many thanks. I'll search the quieter districts for clues in the meantime, and hopefully not get myself lost along the way. Worry not, Limsa is a fairly straightforward place to get around. Oh, of course, I remember when Limsa wasn't 2 levels, and it was... Well, was it always 2 levels? No, I feel like in 1.0 it was just a city, and you could go around it. But I confess it's been over a decade at this point. The recent chaos in the markets. I'm told the Yellow Jackets has been thoroughly investigating the matter in cooperation with the Adventurers Guild. If you know, there's a Yellow Jacket making rounds by way of the Fisherman's Guild. Should be a good one to ask. Sure. I can do that. Oh, hold on. There is somebody down here as well. Corn servants. Blinding incidents? I know of them. Start with some bad fruit at a stall in Orca's Alley. You bites in and folks suddenly go writhing on the ground like beat sea serpents, claiming they can't see a bloody thing. I don't blame them for raising hells with the shopkeep neither. Poor sods couldn't move an elm until the treatment came and they could see properly. Shopkeep was rightly furious about the whole ordeal. Took it up with his long-time supplier. Escalated into a real spectacle, it did. Turns out the same problem was occurring at other stalls, with fruit from different suppliers. So it don't make sense to pin the blame on individual sellers if the whole supply chain is tainted. Even now, nobody knows what's causing it. We're in business, I tell you. Okay. So quite a number of people have had to deal with this. Shark Sucker class insubmersible. I assume that is from submarine voyages. Subaquatic. Subaquatic? Is that what they're called? I see the notifications from them from the free company. But since I don't really do anything with my free company, ever, and haven't done since I joined them, I don't really pay attention to any of that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, I know about the blinding incidents. I experienced it firsthand. I was rather peckish, so I purchased some fruit from a local stall and took a few bites on my way home. But before I knew it, my vision went dark. I stood there, shaking and crying, terrified of what would happen if the darkness never faded. I thought I was alone, until I heard a woman nearby howling with laughter. Fortunately, I didn't suffer for long. A passing adventurer called my sight with her sooner, and I went about the rest of my day as though nothing happened. But I haven't been able to look at fruit the same way since. Your investigation of Hawker's Alley has proven successful, but you sense there is more to be found. Seek out the Yellow Jacket on patrol, who may have further details. That is very pink. Have they macroed dancing into their desynthesis? Fun things are happening here. There's always fun things happening in Limsa. A sunny Yellow Jackets. 12 be good. You're Demagen Blackthorn, aren't you? The Demagen Blackthorn. It's an honour to meet the realm's vaunted hero up close. Is there what I can assist you with? I hear all sorts on my rounds, so if it's information you're after, you come to the right person. Blind people. Ah, yeah, the serial blindings. They're causing a terrible ruckus round here. You know, a woman in red came this way a few moments ago to ask about the very same. I take it you two are acquainted? Nod. Ah, I thought so. As I told her, another incident was reported yesterday morning. The victim bought fruit from a local vendor, took a few bites, then temporarily lost all vision, same as the rest. The vendor in question was last seen to the south of the Octant, so I'm heading there next to follow their trail. You're welcome to join me if it'll help your investigation. I like the fact that because we are a known quantity, the idea that they can just tell us stuff like that and it will invariably work out for the best is quite good. Still getting some hitching, and I don't know what's causing it. It's not the frame rate change kicking in. I wonder if I swap over. This is going to break the recording for a second. Let's see if it still happens with FSR or whether it's a DLSS thing. Sir? Sir, are you okay? Oh, paralysis. Oh dear, this is escalating. Is this man going to be alright? Tuna has no effect. He's paralysed. We've got to do something. I've no talent for healing magics, and I don't have any spine drops on me either. Perhaps Suna might do the trick. Just tried it. I like it when they get you to actually heal NPCs. I'm healed! I'm healed! Oh, thank the 12. And you lot, of course. Excellent work, Temujin. On behalf of the Yellow Jackets, I owe you my thanks as well. Now, I hate to ruin the mood, but I need to report this to my superiors. Could you tell us what transpired here before we found you, sir? He's got cool hair. It was awful. Just awful, I tell you. I was walking. Oh, that's actually what they're saying as well. I was just making shit up. I was walking home after another arduous day at work, minding my own business, when a Lalafell merchant suddenly called out to me. You, my good man, look exhausted, he said. Why don't soothe your weary spirit and fill your empty belly with one of the realm's sweetest apples? You've earned it. Nay, you deserve it. There was a tempting sales pitch, but I wasn't keen to gamble on potentially cursed fruits. Since my apprehension, he proudly declared his merchandise safe to eat. He sounded sincere enough. He even took a bite of the apple himself. Don't take your fruit here, he boasted. Just normal, honest-to-God's produce. He sold me the apple at a reasonable discount and all seemed well. But that easily took my first bite and numbness spread through my body like wildfire. I collapsed to the ground, struggling to speak a single word. The vendor and his fruit had suddenly betrayed me. Yet I knew not how. He's a puppet. As I fell, a woman's shrill laughter echoed from a few arms away, and the vendors soon followed. I never saw the woman for myself, what with the whole not being able to move business. But between her laughing fits, she made mention of a heart sting or some such. Oh, you poor dear. And this woman you mentioned, you're positive she spoke the word heart sting. Surely as the wind blows. For mercy, neither she nor her vendor friend tried to steal my belongings, but they certainly stolen my dignity. I hope those conniving charlatans get what's coming to them. Ah, this is dangerous fruit we're dealing in. First blindness, now paralysis. But first things first, I should escort this man home. If you've a mind to pursue the perpetrators further, I don't care out there, alright? And off he waddles. There's no doubt about it then. Our thieves are at large, right here in Limsa. The blinding toxin is simple enough to master, but it's unsettling how quickly they've learned to inflict paralysis as well. I just don't see what purpose this all serves. Were you able to learn anything of their motives? So they take pleasure in the victim's pain, but nothing more. At least nothing more that we know of. Whatever the true aim may be, we must discover it quickly before more victims suffer at their hands. A hunter must adapt to their environment if they wish to snare their prey, but I have so much to learn about this place. Still, I've tracked them this far, which is a good start. For the time being, I'd like to petition those officers in yellow for any new information they acquire on Heartsting's whereabouts. When we come across any promising leads, I hope I can count on your support again. The sting of things. Causing problems on purpose. Say, Temperature, can you spare a moment? I'll Try to start on a positive note then. The good news is that there have been no further incidents involving poison fruit. I should be happy about that, but it's not exactly conducive to tracking down our thieves. Despite my best attempts, my investigations are at a standstill. Temujin! I bring news from the Coal Tower. A Lalafelin man matching the description of that fruit vendor was seen leaving the city with a hiring woman. It seems they were making for ale ports. We've increased patrols late, so if I had to guess, the culprits are finding it harder to operate within the city. It seems we've forced them to withdraw for the time being. Airport, you say? That's on this island, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. It's possible to go on foot, but the ferry by the Fisherman's Guild can take you straight there. All we Yellow Jackets must continue to keep an eye on things here. It's reassuring to know an adventurer Demage's calibre is on the case. If you plan to pursue the subjects, Alport's your best bet. Nod. As said, I should get back to work. It was an honour to meet you and your friend Demagen. Safe travels to you both. Give those crooks a good thrashing for me. With my book, yes. The city's protectors place so much trust in your abilities. I'm lucky to have you on my side. You are, yes. But let's not brag. When I first set sail for Eorzea, I feared I'd never see the Heartsting again, but we're one step closer to bringing it home. In any event, we'd best find our way to the port town before that pair of troublemakers defiles another fruit supply. I'll go on ahead and take the ferry. Meet me in Alport once you're ready. That mount looks... I don't think I'm going to say. I don't think I'm going to say anything about that. It might get me demonetised. Not that I'd see a huge difference, to be fair, but nevertheless. It looks very jiggly and let's use the word vibrate. No, let's not. Let's not do that. Ah, there you are. You're a welcome sight amongst such unfamiliar scenery. The ferry skipper was eager to teach me all about this area on the ride here, so I believe I have a general idea of what's what. Wouldn't want to lose my bearings on a hunt this important. Yeah, they haven't updated the textures on any of this yet. I asked him about our merchants, but he said he hadn't seen a pair like that. Who were? I mean, the skipper did mention another merchant, though. One who's well versed in the comings and goings of his fellow traders. If anyone's sighted our unlikely duo, it's him. Let's hope it's enough to put us on the culprit's trail again. The merchant we seek should be peddling his wares by the gates to Skull Valley, so let's start there. /nod. Yeah, I was really worried that the hair was just going to be very flat and shiny, but nope. I say that as if I've said stuff about that in this video. I can't even remember which video it was in now. I spoke in a recent video about the fact that I thought the hair texture was a bit flat in the benchmark, but definitely not an issue in the game. Hey, can I help you? Well, other fella and I are travelling together. I spied them. Though I'd never seen them before, they certainly made an impression. I sold some potions and elixirs to a pair of fresh-faced adventurers on the cheap, from what I could tell. Oh, if these merchants really are our culprits, then those potions are most likely tainted with toxins. Toxins, you say? That don't bode well. The adventurers who bought them, a marauder named Whistlum, and a conjurer named Zerig, already left for their next job. Said they was escorting one of the local farmers over to Swift Perch. They're good lads, the two of them. They've been making life easier for the small folk here ever since they arrived, and I hate to see something happen to them. Someone needs to warn them about those potions right quick. Leave that to us. Swift Perch is southeast of here, yes? Let's find them before the poison takes hold. But what if it has not affected them? What if they are fine? What if they have been trampled by some aurochs? Oh. Ah, the mammoths. I sense a hostile presence. Let's use this. I dislike the fact that impact or whatever it is on a cooldown like that. I started leveling up Sage, and one thing that I realised very quickly is that they can AoE apply their dots whenever they want, whereas Scholar, the original kind of dot and shield class, can do it once every 2 minutes. I don't like that. I think that's I don't think that's very good design. Ew, thank the gods you found us when you did. Those potion sellers must have swindled us. One draft of elixir was all it could... I'll start that sentence again. One draft of elixir was all it took to send Zerg into the most furious fit of hiccups I've ever seen. Poor bastard couldn't cast a single spell. Call it poor bastard. If the heart stings toxins are at work here, we should be able to cleanse them with sooner, just like last time. Oh, I'm sorry, did you say... Oh, sorry. I've plenty of time to chat after Zerg stop hiccuping up a storm. I hate to ask more of you, but if you could cast a Serum partner, it'd be much appreciated. Yeah, I can do that. I can speak again. You have my thanks. Bloody hells. First we waste our hard-earned coin on poison potions, and now there are killer mammoths on the loose. What's the world coming to? Who goes there? Show yourself. Oh my, oh my! Our spear-wielding friend is sharp of eye. You're the frauds from Aleport. Why, yes, and watching your scrawny compatriots suffer was the highlight of our day. I admit the poison was meant to silence him, but hiccups, 'twas comedy at its finest. Perhaps the elixir reacted with the venom. Regardless, we've had our fill of the fun from the results, so I shan't complain. Venom? Then you must be the thieving cowards from the Passage of the Unbound. Oh, my sweet fairy apple, you know of us. I suppose that means we're famous. I can't believe it. Who am I kidding? Yes, I can. Indeed, I am the Passage of the Unbound's alchemist extraordinaire, the illustrious Eloret. I'm so very, very pleased to make your acquaintance. Kakanawa, at your service. Eloret's helping hand and master of mammoths. Very pretty eyes. Oh, less pretty with that facial expression. Your garb is ever so familiar to me, my dear. Don't tell me you hail from that little village in Traval, don't you? My goodness, you've come a long way. How was the voyage? Enjoying the sights? Enough. You've got a lot of explaining to do, starting with the reason you took the heart sting. Is this part of your organisation's grand scheme? Well, the apple bites back. It is true that my unbound compatriots harbour lofty ambitions, yes, but I have no interest in overthrowing nations. I merely crave the mires of chaos they've promised me. I aim to bring more laughter into this dreary world, one mischief and a few handy poisons at a time. Okinawa and I are having oodles of fun expanding our repertoire of toxic treats. Yeah, there's no greater kill to our thrills than a healer who can whisk our hard work away. Unless, of course, I master a toxin even she can't cure. Ooh, I do love a challenge. Now, I hate to leave you, my dears, but our work here is done and we've a busy schedule ahead of us. Mammoths to mend, venomous misdeeds to master. Ta-ta for now. No, wait, damn you. Ugh, that stench. Smells like a corpse just shat itself. What a delightful image. Oh, this odour's too much to bear. Take me home to the 12s, Whistlum. The air is cleaner there. Oh no, don't you dare give out on me, Zerg. We've still got a job to do. We mustn't keep our client waiting any longer, but we're in your debts. Thank you again for everything, Miss, Lushkana. This is Demagen. That's the wrong voice. Lushkana, and this here is Demagen. Take care of each other out there. No recognition there, then. Quack! Much as I'd like to track down the Unbound, I know better than to tread further into their territory without a plan. For now, I think it best we return to Limsa Laminsa. Thank you for the support back there, Demagen. Asuna truly does work wonders. And that Eloet. I can't stop thinking about what she said. My blood boils knowing that this is all some sick game to her. How dare she toy with a heart sting for her own amusement? Honestly, even the youngest children in my village have more sense. Still, we did make progress. Now that the villains have revealed themselves, it'll be easier to give chase when they choose to make their next move. In any case, I'll keep you apprised of the latest news as soon as I hear it. We'll be back to the hunt before long. Living among the deadly. Oh, it's you, Demagen. You'll have to forgive the dour mood. I don't understand it. How is it that Eloet and Kokanawa can so grandiosely reveal their names and identities, yet I remain unable to track them down? I've been following the latest hearsay, but I haven't had much luck. Not a soul's seen them since the incident with Whistlum and Zerig. But that's not to say I've given up entirely. Now that they know I'm on their trail, I suspect they're using my unfamiliarity with this island to their advantage. I dare say they're laying low outside the city. That's why I propose a trip to the Moorby dry docks. Folk here often speak of it, but I've yet to go there myself, so it seems as good a place as any. If you're game, I'll meet you there. I'm not game. I'm going to stay here. That was a lie. Right. Where are you? There you are. Talking to a high-strung shipwright. Ah, there you are. While I was waiting for you, this fellow came asking for help. Sorry to trouble you, but my little brother's gone missing and I could use a hand finding him. He said he wanted to see the ships are made, so I started showing him around, but the next thing I knew he was gone. Lad's probably got himself lost. Ah, that poor dear. I know we still have the Heartstone to consider, but I'd like to search for this man's brother if that's alright with you. Much appreciated. I'm sure we'll find him all the faster with your help. Yes, because I have quest markers. And me thanks. My brother wouldn't say boo to a goose, so I doubt he'd leave the docks on his own. He's got a mop of red hair like mine, so you'll know when you see him. We'll keep an eye out. I know you're itching to search for him as well, but could I ask you to wait here in case he comes back? Let's split up so we can cover more ground. Good luck. I do appreciate how helpful some of these characters are. A red-headed youth? Hello, red-headed youth. What's up? Crying or... I'm scared. Where are you? Hello, I'm here to help. You're here to take me back to my brother. You found the little one, Demagen. I'm so glad he's safe. I just wanted to see the ships my brother was working on. I thought I could see him better from higher up, but I lost my way. Yeah, because I can do childlike voice, can't I? It sounds like you've had quite the adventure. But you were very brave today, so I'll tell you a secret. Even grown-ups get lost. I had an awful time learning my way around somewhere new, even with a map. Really? I guess I'm not the only one. Oh, me too. A smile. We like to see those. Now, your brother's very worried about you, so can you promise me you won't go wandering off on your own again? I promise. I should say sorry to my brother too. Let's take him back then. I miss the days when I could do the sillier and more elaborate voices, but I fear those days are sadly past. Bad throat's gonna bad, unless the doctor tells me something hopeful. You're lifesavers, both of you. You deserve a proper reward, but I ain't got much to offer at the moment. Oh, we're in no need of coin, just some information if you have it. Have you seen a Highland woman in a Lalafell manor on the docks in recent days? An alchemist and a goldsmith? They'd likely have a few mammoths with them as well. If not, have you heard any rumours of food or drink that causes ailments when you consume them? Blindness or numbness, perhaps? Yeah. Afraid I haven't seen or heard anything of anyone like that. Sorry I couldn't be of more help to you. That's right. Knowing they haven't been around the docks is equally helpful. Well, that's good at least. I'll be praying to the navigator you both find who you're looking for. Anyway, the two of us ought to be heading home. Thanks again for everything. Good fortune and safe travels to you both. That big kind of animated wave animation always tickles me because it's so overdone and yet it's also so heartfelt. Still no word of the Unbound, but at least we could help those brothers. Children often let their curiosity guide them, which means they'll naturally wander off on their own adventures. I don't blame that man for worrying as much as he did. Something tells me you speak from personal experience. I do, in fact. I'm the oldest sibling in my family. I can't tell you how many times I've had to search for my brothers and sisters when they were growing up. Now that I think on it, I've barely even told you about my family, or my village, or anything, really. I'd be happy to share a few stories if you'd like. The ocean view here is beautiful, so you may as well enjoy the scenery and relax a bit. Okay. Don't mind a little bit of backstory. My people hail from the northern valleys of Toxin. We're a close-knit community of hunters, for the most part. Children are given spears, well-practiced ones, before they even learn to walk, and we hone our tracking skills from a very young age. Is it that surprising? It seems second nature to me, but then again I've encountered my fair share of surprises here as well. Our village rests in a veritable sea of poisonous plants and animals, so the slightest injury on a hunt can prove deadly. Thus we believe it prudent to begin our training as early as possible. Yet no matter how skilled we might become, accidents are inevitable, and the heart sting proves vital to our survival. Not only does it produce poison, it cleanses it as well. In the right hands it can dispel some of the deadliest natural toxins known to mankind. It even purifies the beasts we hunt. In fact, our diet consists of highly venomous creatures, ones that would normally kill a grown adult if ingested. Ah. The heart sting allows us to lead a quiet, peaceful life in lands where others dare not tread. Always has. I suppose that's why I never imagined someone like Elowit would take that away from us. When I left, our village food stores were well stocked, but I can't bear the thought of my younger brothers and sisters going hungry. I must return the heart sting as soon as I can for their sakes. I wish to bring back their smiles and make them feel safe again, just as we did for that young boy. In any case, thank you for listening. Thinking of home puts me in good spirits. As long as I remember who and what I'm here for, I'll be alright. I know it. But I've kept you long enough. I think it's time we made our way back to Limsa, don't you? Okay, an interesting little excursion. Learned a bit more about the artifact slash relic, what it can do. So it can both poison and heal. I feel that might be somehow significant, or will become significant as we progress. That was a much needed reprieve, but we'll need to plan for our next destination, and soon. Well now, fancy meeting you here. It's good to see you two again. What brings you to Limsa? Nothing to import really, just a bit of restocking before our next job, but we happened to spot you along the way. Didn't want to miss the opportunity to greet our heroes. Our client arrived to Swift Perch in one piece thanks to your timely assistance. Yeah, indeed. While I regret that you had to see us in such a pitiable state, we're both grateful for your aid. I think that's a different voice to what I gave him previously, but that's nothing new for me. When last we met, you spoke of pursuing those two charlatans, did you not? Yes, that's right. They've stolen a precious heirloom from my village, so I'm doing everything in my power to return it to its rightful place. Ah, that's the way of it. Bombastic as those two were, we've not seen eye nor hair of him in Alport since. No word of any incidents like ours either. But I've a feeling they won't stay in the shadows for long. If we sniff out any suspicious incidents while we're out and about, we'll keep you informed. I won't say no to some extra pairs of eyes around the island. I've made my base of operations here in the city, so if you hear even a peep about a poisoning, you know where to find us. Well, we may not have found any leads on Elevate, but I'm glad we had a chance to chat. And with Whistler and Zerig on our side, things are looking up. Now, I'll keep in touch with our newfound allies. Should I hear any news on our culprits, I'll be sure to let you know. For some reason I read that as living among the daddy. God knows what that says about me. Right now, let's not speculate on that, shall we? That would be a bad idea. The level 96 role quest. Taste of a Toxin Paradise. Lush kind of nearly jumps for joy at the sight of me. Oh, if only more or any. Anyway, accept. Temujin, am I glad to see you? I've just received word from Whistler and Zerig. Our culprits have finally been spotted. It seems the thieves headed for Upper Lenosha. I offered to make my way there as soon as I could, but Whistler and Zerig said I should hang back for now. Once they've gathered enough information, they'll be heading back to Aleport. Let's go and see what news they have to share. No sign of Whistler and Zerig yet. I don't mean to assume the worst, but I admit I'm a bit worried. I knew I should have insisted on going. I don't want them injured on my behalf. I say we head out and find them. Miss Lushkara, terribly sorry for the delay. Oh, Whistler and Zerig, thank goodness. How did you fare out there? You found Elevate and Kakanawa, yes? Oh, we found them all right, but it didn't take long for them to find us. We were set upon by Kakanawa's mammoths. His mechanical menagerie greatly outnumbered us and may very well have been our end. Death by mammoths isn't an ideal way to go, mind you, so a retreat was our only option. Cowardly though it might be, we needed to ensure we could keep you aware of the culprit's whereabouts. Before they spotted us, they were stuffing their little metal army into a skiff bound for Camp Bronze Lake. Mark my words, they're plotting something new. Of course, it's entirely possible they seek a quiet route to eastern Lenosha and wish to bypass Bronze Lake instead, but a thorough search of the camp would be wise. Alas, the enemy you face is far beyond our capabilities, so this is as far as Whistler and I will be able to go. I'm sorry we couldn't provide more decisive information. Honestly, I should be the one apologising. You've risked life and limb for me already. I never meant to push you past your limits. You needn't dwell on it. We're as eager to bring those criminals to justice as you. Indeed, we shall at least take pride in knowing we could point you in the right direction. But we should take our leave for now. Whistler and I ran most of the way here, and I think I speak for us both when I say we could use a comfortable chair and a hearty meal. None can gainsay your strength, my friends, but I beg you not to underestimate that of our foe. Go well. May your determination guide you to victory. Yes. Fist clenching. Yep. Camp Bronze Lake. The ferry skipper spoke of the place my first time here. We should hurry and seek passage before Elevate and Kokanawa elude us again. Kokanawa. Do. No. Camp Bronze Lake. I'm going to say it again. He's going to say it. He's going to say it. I haven't been here in a while. Although actually I have, haven't I? Because I came here right at some point during the MSQ to show off the background mountains, if I remember correctly. What a lovely camp. Now, if I were a half-crazed alchemist with a heartsting and a new scheme up my sleeve, where would I hide? Oh? Where? Indeed. Oh dear. Is it just me? Or are the pigs flying in the sky? It hurts to laugh. Oh dear, that doesn't bode well. To the upper levels, Devon, quickly. Blip, 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 blip. Oh, it's another wooden cylinder thing. Poisoning the springs. You truly are the lowest of the low. You flatter me. It was just a little poison, really, as a treat. I'm afraid I couldn't contaminate all the water here, but we're having oh so much fun with our shiny new hallucinatory toxin. Step away from the springs, Temujin. Now. Protecting the healer, are we? How sickeningly sweet of you. But you'd ought to watch your step as well, my dear fairy apple, lest you find yourself seeing stars, or, huh? Hello, is all amiss? Whoa! you look absolutely hideous. Or should I say adorable? Why, you're as bonny as a porcelain doll. What the hell are you on about? Very interesting. Yes, very interesting indeed. I believe I may have poisoned myself. Now there's a predicament. And guess what? Do you recall those antidotes I prepared at the base? I guess I've forgotten to bring them. You are your own worst enemy. Do you know that? I suggest we retreat before you decide to dive headfirst into the springs for fun. Unbound scum! You think we'll allow you to walk free after all the chaos you've caused? Well, yeah, actually. Have you seen Alouette? She's in no state to contend with you, and I've never been one for rough and tumble. Of course, you're welcome to give chase, provided you have no qualms about leaving these poor souls to laugh themselves senseless. It's 4 casts of Asuna. Retreat though we must, I would call today a rousing success. But worry you not, my dearest bushel of busybodies, we've plenty more tricks in store for you and the entire island. They're really good aims with those smoke bombs. I don't sense any sense. You can sense toxins. That's a new revelation. I don't sense any toxins in the water anymore, so the springs should be safe again. Will the toxins affect the local wildlife? Seeing as Eloit suffered from a taste of her own medicine, I doubt she's mastered much of the Heartsting's power. As such, any poison she produces from it would be relatively weak. Most of her handiwork has already evaporated with the steam. One might compare it to the way those awful unbound smoke bombs dissipate. Thank goodness they do. In more capable hands, however, the Heartsting's poison remains active unless dispelled with a Suna or another form of antidote. The same permanence applies to its cleansing abilities for our food. Ooh, the shadows are having fun here. Now, there's much on my mind, but I think we've bigger problems to address first. Let's make our way out of the camp, then talk about our next steps. I'm going to have a look around the springs to ensure the toxins are gone for good. Could I ask you to treat any victims you come across? Sure. Looks like we have got a few. Those glasses. Much appreciated, madam. I wasn't anywhere near the water when it was poisoned, but the toxic steam must have drifted this way. When I heard the rumblings about mysterious mammoths roaming around the camp recently, I was more than a little apprehensive. I never expected those mammoths' masters would do something so cruel. Your efforts are helping us put this turmoil behind us. For that you have my thanks. I can't simply let you administer this aid alone. I should tend to the remaining victims as well. You do that. Those are really weird shoes. Befuddled bather? My costume compatriots, they've gone. Farewell, my visions, may you revel on in my memory. Ah, they say laughter is the best medicine, though I feel far worse than before. Many thanks for putting an end to it. I think I've earned myself another soak and an extra flagon of mulled wine. Pleasant travels to you, healer. What is the relationship between those two? Bulk soak. Whoop. A laugh weary, a lalafell. The water colouring their legs is very entertaining. Oh, thank the gods. I wasn't expecting to nearly laugh myself to death at a place meant for healing, but at least I can breathe easy again. Oh, I hear you're chasing after the ones who did this. You're either very brave or very reckless, but I'm inclined to assume the former. Anyway, all that laughing has exhausted me, so I may as well take a break from my soak. Thank you again for your kindness, and may the navigator keep you. I love that little wave. Right. We have healed those that we can. How are the springs? How goes the healing, Demagen? All done. Ah, wonderful. I'm glad it soon proved effective. For my part, I've given the springs a thorough look. The toxins have dissipated completely, so the bathers should be safe from here on out. As for Eloette and Kokonawa's antics, I've had a moment to reflect on everything. Now that our work is done, do you have a moment to chat? I'm well versed in the numbing and blinding poisons we use on our hunts at home, but something kept troubling me about Eloette's toxin. I've never seen anything like it. I had no idea it even existed among the Scorpion's gifts. Eloette may be inexperienced, but the fact that she's learned to inflict hallucinations is cause for concern. Still, we should try to look on the bright side. She's yet to discover the Heartsting's cleansing properties, judging by the way she couldn't cure her own ailments. Knowing her as we do, I reckon she only has toxic trickery on the mind. Kokonawa, however, handled himself surprisingly well despite his exposure. Do you recall that man in Limsa Liminsa who ate the poisoned apple? He claimed that Kokonawa took a bite yet never suffered its ill effects. He must have some manner of immunity. But how? Traditional Dunesfolk families often drink poisoned teas to build tolerance. Is this true? Do we know this? I assume we know this. How intriguing. So instead of using an heirloom like the Heartsting, the Dunesfolk train their bodies to endure fatal toxins. Oh yeah, because they're the ones that hunt scorpions, aren't they? Out in the desert, so that's why they're the Dunesfolk. I'd be interested to try that tea, as long as I had an antidote in hand. I didn't realise Kokonawa might have had that sort of upbringing, but it would certainly explain why Eloette's tricks don't seem to affect him. Yet. Few in my village would ever think to consume potentially lethal food or drink without drawing on the Heartsting's power, yet the Dunesfolk do it gladly. The more I consider our differing approaches to poison, the more fascinating it becomes. But I have a feeling the bathers won't want to overhear talk of poisons after what they've just been through. Why don't we continue our discussion in Limsa? I think we've already said quite a lot, haven't we? Within earshot of the bathers. But yes, an excuse to return us to base for the end of the quest is useful. Phew. No, I've been anxious to ascertain our thieves' whereabouts, but things escalated far quicker than I thought. Your presence throughout the whole ordeal was a welcome one. What was not so welcome were Eloette's parting words. Whatever she's planned for the whole island, it can't possibly be good. The acts of mischief have only grown worse since I arrived in this city. We must take the Heartsting back before she causes any lasting harm. Of course, it was Whistlam and Zerig's efforts that led us to Eloette, so I'll have to thank them when I get the chance. In the meantime, I'll do what I can to track down our unruly thieves and report to you as soon as I'm able. Downed by the river. I am glad you are here. I'm on the cusp of a breakthrough in our search, or I'd like to think so. This won't come as a surprise, but Eloette and Kokonawa went back into hiding after the Bronze Lake incident. With all their grandstanding, I wasn't expecting them to lay low for so long, but I doubt they'll keep it that way. Fortunately, we have prior experience to guide us. Until now, our culprits have travelled all over Vilbrand, and they don't appear to be retracing their steps. I hear Costa del Sol attracts many visitors, so that seems a likely target. They say it's owned by an entrepreneur named Geguruju. Perhaps we can ask if he's spied anything out of the ordinary? Knowing Geguruju, he's probably too pissed or he's got his head too far between a Makote's... Anyway. Costa del Sol, you say? What picturesque scenery! I hadn't expected Costa del Sol to be so grand. From what I gather, Geguruju should be just up ahead. I don't suppose you're already acquainted with him? For better or for worse, yes. That's not very encouraging, but as long as you're on good enough terms, I'm sure we'll be fine. In any case, let's be on our way. Oh, how's this going to go down? Oh, with the comedy music. Ba-da-dum-bum-bum. Well, well, if it isn't our favourite intrepid adventurer, what business brings you to my abode? Why, yes, I did spy that lovely specimen of a hire. Alas, I was so entranced by her feminine wiles that I cannot recall any such entourage of Lalafell men, no mammoths. Would that I never drank that wine she so gracefully gifted me. A single sip, and I saw oh so many stars. I thought them wonderful in those first blissful moments. Mm-hmm. I partook of the drink amongst my retinue of kittens, yet as the rush of stars subsided, I found myself surrounded by a flock of unfamiliar faces instead. At first, I presumed the wine caught up to be faster than I had anticipated. But time passed, and the unknown faces stubbornly remained. I dashed across the shore in terror in the midst of them. Oh, no, there's a full stop there. I can read basic English. I dashed across the shore in terror. In the midst of the mayhem, I could hear her, the wine-wielding beauty, maniacally laughing in the distance with some other chap. I feared these cackles would be the last thing I ever heard. Which is precisely why I found it appropriate to slap the sense back into him. Ah, wrong voice. Whiskets. Judging by the way, Let's start that again. Judging by the way Master Gegaruji was darting around at the time, I suspected he'd been in his cups. Drank the old bloody bottle too, so if you wish to investigate the wine itself, I'm afraid that won't be possible. Can you blame me? Questionability of her wine aside, that woman was immaculate. A sight for sore eyes. Any gentleman of taste would have fallen for her tricks. If you say so, boss. Oh, we may lack the drink in question. We received reports of mammoths roaming Raincatcher Gully not long after the incidents. If you intend to investigate this further, you'd certainly be doing us a favour. There's that emote again. Any news of wayward mammoths is promising for us. We'll give the gully a look and relay to you whatever we find. Godspeed out there. Then our next destination is clear, but before we depart, might I have a word? Leave it to us. No cute little wave. I like the fact that they've got multiple different animations for this kind of stuff. Based on Gegaruji's account, it's safe to say Eloit's discovered a new poison. While similar to the hallucinatory toxin you used at Bronze Lake, it strikes terror into the hearts of its victims instead. I have a bad feeling about this. She's gaining proficiency with the heart sting at an alarming rate, so we must tread carefully when next we cross paths with her. As for the Marrets, Kokanoa doesn't seem the type to send them wandering around aimlessly. That's why I think they're bound to have some clues on them. If we can track those Marrets down in Raincatcher Gully, we may be able to discern what those two are planning next. Mammoth hunting we go. Raincatcher Gully was over the other side, wasn't it? Yeah. Level 80 ninja quest. At some point, I'm going to have to do all of these level 80 quests. I don't know why I haven't done them. Oh, no, I do. It's because I've only recently got most of the jobs up to at least 80. I didn't do it all that long ago. Yes, I've made considerable progress on some of them since, but one of my pre-Dawntrail goals was to get the what is it called? What is it called, Demagen? The mount. Oh, I still haven't used that. Where even is it? Is it an ammo? Is this all the mounts I've got? I'm sure I've got more mounts than this. Am I being really stupid? Ah, there it is. The ammo. Yes, I was correct. So the answer was yes. Yes, I am being really stupid. Shock horror. Ah, the glowy plants. I like the glowy plants. I'm still getting the stuttering, so I guess it's not an FSR thing. I guess that I think it must be something to do with the fact that I'm recording at the same time, because it's not been doing it otherwise. Goodbye, mammoths. Ah! I thought that said Gigatoad. It doesn't. I really wish they'd give us some more DPS buttons. I know they want us to majority be healing, but an extra 1 or 2 things that we could use. What's that? It is a helmet. Oh, multiple helmets. Whew, I think we've cleared out the mammoths. How fared your hunt? I found a waterway. Oh, they're going to try and poison the waters. Ah, so they've been keeping a record of the island's rivers. Oddly enough, the mammoths I came across were patrolling the river as well. Now that they've tested their poisons on Bronze Lake Springs, do they mean to take to the rivers next? Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Uh-oh. Watch out! Oh dear. Mammoth with a bow? Oh my, that dart was laced with a potent numbing toxin, but nothing bruises our favourite fairy apple, it seems. Oh, you never cease to amaze and annoy me in equal measure. She's like to have some manner of immunity as I. Oh no, that's not what that says at all, is it? She's like to have the same manner of immunity as I. Her village was positively brimming with poisonous flora and fauna, after all. Have a request for you, my dears. Would you please give up on your little trinkets? Pretty please. I wish only to revel in the fruits of my devilry, yet you continue to spoil my every attempt. And trust me, I despise our conflict as much as you do. Indeed. Do you think we enjoy watching our finest mammoths suffer at your hands? Enough. If you truly wanted to end this, you'd hand over the heartsting. The scorpion's gifts weren't meant for a petulant, childish criminal like you. Oh, fine then. No more no more Miss Nice-Ellerets, but answer me this. Who have my antics killed, huh? Who? No one, I remind you. So why must you refuse me? Why must the world refuse me? Our blighted society has never looked fondly upon my love of mischief. For years I despaired until my unbound family and its leader granted me the greatest gifts of all, love and understanding. Okay. So long as I remain unbound, I care not what the wretched masses think. I shall play my tricks as my heart desires, and all who stand in defiance will know my wrath. That includes you, my dears. My next scheme will finally plunge this island into the chaos I so desperately crave, and I will stop at nothing to see it realised. Bye! Oh, good. Imogen, you could have batted that back. Or you book at it like a boomerang. Knock it out the air. No? Sometimes we're as useless as I actually am. Sorry to worry you, Demagen. I'm feeling much better now. I'm ashamed I didn't sense that mammoth's presence quickly enough, but I'm glad you came out of the ambush unscathed. That aside, I wish they didn't use such putrid smoke to make their exits. I don't know if my nose or my stomach can take any more of those awful bombs. With Eloit and Kokanawa gone, I doubt we'll be able to find much else here. Let's return to Costa del Sol and inform them of the latest. Gigatoad. I'm easily entertained. I bet that's why you like the MSQ, because you're easily entertained. Shut up. Oh, there's Whiskit. I forgot he hangs around here. Shall we report to Gegaruju? If we have to. I wonder how long it takes to do one of these cutscenes. I wonder how many man hours it takes. Obviously, there's no VA required, so they can change the writing at a moment's notice if needs be. Back already? How fortuitous, or ominous, or both, even. I take it you found those wayward mammoths. Surveying Vilburn's waterways, were they? After the recent poisoning at Camp Bronze Lake, we have reason to believe the culprits are planning to make Vilburn's rivers their next targets. Ah, so the culprits are one and the same then. I had my suspicion since I caught wind of the incident at Warm Wine Springs. Regardless, this bodes ill. We may not know which of those rivers they'll strike until it's too late. Well, I shall not stand for any more preposterous poisonings. It would be prudent to inform the maelstrom of these potential horrors. The one who poisoned you. Her name is Eloit. She stole something precious from my village, and I must recover it no matter the cost. If you learn anything of her whereabouts or her plans in the coming days, anything at all, I'd like to hear of it as well. Hell spent on finding her, eh? Brave one you are. Oh, I couldn't possibly deprive a lovely lady of the information she requires. Worry not, for my servants shall sally forth in your general direction the moment they hear of Eloit's newest misdeeds. Thank you. That'd be much appreciated. I like her necklace. It's going to be an uphill battle, but we can't afford to let Eloit and Kokanawa elude us even any further. Come, Temujin, back to Limsa with us. There's that cute little wave that we like. What was that long stare that we gave him? Thank you as always for your support, Temujin. Gegaruju was interesting, to say the least, but I'm glad we obtained the information we needed. I don't know why I allowed Eloit to say her piece. I should have swallowed my pain and taken up my spear. Could have apprehended her right there and then, and yet... there's no more room for mistakes. The longer Eloit lurks in the shadows, the greater the threat becomes. Countless lives are at risk. The next time we find her, we end her tricks once and for all. For now, I'll remain here and await news from Costa del Sol. Healer, excluding limited jobs. Level 100. Okay. I guess I best go and get level 100. Ding. An antidote for Anarchy. Hello there, Demagen. I've been on the lookout for anyone from Costa del Sol, but nothing yet. Perhaps we should travel over there ourselves, just in case? Forgive me the sudden entrance, but I bring a message from Master Gegaruju. Your quarry has been sighted in eastern Lanosha. Oh, well, I'm glad I didn't leave early. Thank you for bringing word. Where in Eastern Illinois were the last seen? Master Whisket but recently received a report from Mistress Brayflox, a trusted associate of his. We're told a number of inbreakers with fighty tools and tinkerdolls infiltrated her long stop. We have little doubt the inbreakers and tinkerdolls she speaks of are Elvet and her troop. Ah, I see. And we best find this Brayflox and soon. Time for tongue flaps with Brayflox. Indeed, you're likely to find her by the entrance to her long stop in Raincatcher Gully. My master and his associates wish you good hunting. Curtsy. Off to Brayflox's long stop then. We should get a first-hand account from Brayflox as well. Perhaps she'll have more to tell? Let's be off. Nod. Brayflox's long stop. One of my favourite early game dungeons. And I know we haven't had any additions to early game dungeons, so it makes sense that my tier list, such as it is, hasn't changed for like a decade. Nevertheless, I really like Brayflox's long stop. It's a good dungeon. And I think it's actually a really it's a really good teaching dungeon as well, I think. In my opinion. Not that that's really worth a lot, but you know. Brayflox! A planned Gobby friend returns to Longstop. I do indeed. So this is Brayflox. I told her she reminded me of a moblin, but I got a bit of a scolding for that. Not mobbies, she said. Gobbies. Yes, gobbies. And gobbies require hand-lending to backstrike at inbreakers. Inbreakers bring big flock of tinkerdolls to search for water gush. Water gush? Does Ellerot mean to poison the island's water source? That must be why they were researching the rivers. If the toxins are strong enough, anyone or anything that draws near the water would grow terribly ill. All of Vilbrand would fall into disarray. Poison makes no good for Gobbyflock, no good for Vilbrand. Now heart's in need of many punishings. This goes far beyond trickery. We must end Ellerot's ambitions here and now. I doubt she'll come quietly, and she has the heart sting at her disposal. Disposable? Disposable. Yeah, sure, that's totally what that says. But with your aid, Demagen, I know we can take it back. As soon as you're ready, we'll storm the long stop. Oops, that's Eos. Well, this is it. Ready? Certainly. Do I have item level 680? I do, actually. Not quite enough for the raid, but not bad. You should change her outfit. They're waving. There they are. Oh, I knew bringing those bits and bobs for battle was a good idea. If you're after some manner of surrender with heartfelt embraces and handing over of magic heirlooms, you've come to the wrong long stop, my dear. You monster. You plan to poison every waterway in Vilbrand, don't you? But of course, the trick is to let the poison stew for a few bells, with a healthy helping of those tantalising toxins and a dollop of advanced alchemical processes. Poof! This eyesore of an island will get a taste of my finest work yet. I did the explosion motion with my hands. I don't have the camera on. This is just how I work. Poof! My latest masterpiece neither dissipates nor evaporates, and no amount of inherent immunity can save you from its influence. It may be safe to the touch, but one tiny sip will have you begging for mercy. That's no jest, by the way. I won't begin to describe what manner of havoc the experimental doses wreaked on me, but I'll look forward to seeing how it affects the general populace. Oh yes, the residents of Limsalamits and its adorable little hamlets rely on this water. So very many people blissfully unaware of what's to come. And every single one of those wretches will be at the mercy of our malice. Every single one. If she unleashes those toxins into the waterways, this is going to end up far worse than Bronze Lake. Playtime's over. Points! /point menacingly. We're going to have to face some poison slimes or something here. Your precious or some scorpions. Your precious scorpion once hunted prey with these poisons, yes? Perhaps I should learn from its example and revel in the thrill of the chase. I suspect that's my cue to back away. I'd rather watch the chaos unfold from a safe distance. Bye! She gives him a little wave off as well. Oh, these venomous gifts keep on giving. My very ether was infused with their essence. That's probably not a good thing. So now, my dears. Hello at Venom Hearts. He's also a scholar. Or an arcanist. It's time I hunt you for a change. God knows what her voice has been. Right. Okay. I didn't see what she said then. I'll lead the charge, you focus on healing. Yes, that would make sense. You want me to pull, though? You want me to pull, don't you? Oh, my dear sweet fairy apple, you've soured on me. Rescue pest problems call for alchemical solutions. Painful impaction. Ooh. She's doing a poison thing. Bleeding. Oh. Time to break out the Element Special. Uh-oh. I've been confused. Can I can cast Excog on him. I didn't know whether it was going to let me. Ugh, my head. Oops. Oh no. What? What's she trying to do? Oh, I'll be fine. Just a few more drafts. Drafts? I can read. She's building up a lot of oh. Uh-oh, hallucinations. Did I just happen to choose the right one? Apparently I did. Desperate times, as I say. Are some of the defective mammoths? Not me. Faulty little shites. Oh, good. I'll handle the res cook now. Be a good little goldsmith and sit the next bit out. This music is far too jaunty. Far too jaunty. Oh. I've got no MP left. You are rotten to the core. Why do you persist? I've got no MP left whatsoever. Oh, I can do that, can't I? Tricky tonic. No, my tonics, they betrayed me. She's got a massive... I can't move. I don't feel so good. I think this one has been more comedy than the previous. Mind you, I think it's just because I like kind of buffs and debuffs and poison and stuff as a kind of video game conceit. No, fellow, we must escape while we still can. A smoke bomb, quickly. Fine. Have it your way. Wait, that's a goblin, mate. No, no, no! You'll rule you'll rue the day you made enemies of the unbound. Oh my lord, that was very silly. And again, I wish the voice lines were, I wish the dialogue was actually voiced, because I was watching hot bars and stuff. It's difficult to read everything. She's left quite the mess behind her. Nothing the heartsting can't detoxify, though. Let's hurry and clear away the poison. Easy work. There you are, Demagen. We came running once we had the explosion, but I'm pleased to see you're none the worse for wear. Nod. Alouette and Kakanoa picked up the wrong explosive. We should consider ourselves fortunate that goblin bombs resemble unbound smoke bombs. Goblin booms and friendly faces win the day! Inbreakers go flying skywards! We made our rounds to the long stop as well. The enemy mammoths patrolling the place have all gone lifeless. Your treasure is safe, I trust? Yes, thanks to Demagen's support. Very good. Should those troublemakers survive the impending fall, they won't pose the same threat without it. They do happen to show their sorry faces around here again. I've notified the Yellow Jackets to be on the lookout for them. They send their regards, and their deepest gratitude, of course. Comedy! The heartsting is safe again. Thank you for everything, Demagen. And you too. And thank you too, Brayflox. We might not have found Alouette and Kakanoa without you. Yeah, Brayflox happy gives hand lending. Important for all good gobbies to offer hand lending to fellow gobby friends. It's an honour to be counted among your gobby friends. It is indeed. Now, as eager as I am to get the heartsting safely back to Toral, I'd like to say my goodbyes to everyone here first, if that's all right. Whistlam and Zerek deserve to know how everything transpired in the end, for one thing. Shall we make our way to Owlport? Hi, Brayflox. I like Brayflox. Brayflox is one of my favourite characters. In fact, I just like the gobbies. I like the gobbies and the mobbies. I have done since FF11. But especially how they talk in there. Rousing music, dum da 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 dum dum dum. Well, like you two, how fares the hunt for Alouette? She's gone flying. Sent them flying, did you? Now those are what I call good tidings. I think they could use a goblin explosive for their own smoke bombs. Those are my, I say. With Miss Loshkana's heirloom returned, we can breathe a collective sigh of relief. I, for one, am pleased there will be no more risk of poison elixirs. I wouldn't have wished those hiccups on my worst enemy. By the by, Miss Loshkana. Yeah. I know you travel far to get here, but I didn't realise you were out from Toral. It's quite a voyage. Will you be heading home soon? Yes, that's right. Northland is a fascinating place, but my village is probably worried sick about me. And the heartsting too, of course. Though your time here was short, you'll be sorely missed. We still have much to learn, but one day, perhaps we might find our way to Toral as well. Oh, that would be wonderful. And when you do, I'll look forward to hearing about all your adventures. And you? We had a feeling you were no ordinary adventurer. Imagine our surprise when we learned you were the saviour of the realm itself. One of our Yellow Jacket acquaintances boasted about meeting the Warrior Light while investigating the serial poisonings, and that's when it dawned on us. He sends her regards, by the way. We might have to go before we reach your lofty heights, but God's willing, we'll try to rise to the challenge. Indeed. You've given me much to aspire to as a fellow healer, and I shall do my utmost to follow your shining example. Nod. Or not. Be well, you two, and may we meet again on distant shores. Thank you both for your help. I'll never forget it. It's time it's time I return to Tuliolol. It would mean the world to me if you'd come too, Demagen. I wouldn't want to report our success to Nippin. I've forgotten how to pronounce that. Nippin. Nippin? I think that's how I was saying it. Nippin. Without you. / nod. Rah. It takes everything in my power not to call these Galka, by the way. Still, after over a decade since I last played Final Fantasy XI with any kind of regularity, I still want to call the Rugadin Galka. You know, I've got used to not calling the Lalafels Tarus. I've got used to not calling the Makote Mithra. But the Rugadin, I always want to call Galka. Don't know why. Well, I do. The why is because I'm stupid. But, you know. Shashte. Nippin. I can't remember what voice I gave him. Lashkana, and Demagen as well. Your combined presence here can only mean one thing. Demagen and I have brought the Heartsting home. So you have. I regret that I could not assist you, but I am relieved that all is well. Words cannot express my gratitude to you both. Taking back the Heartsting was no easy task, but I learned a great deal on my journey to Eorzea. One of the Unbound, a man called Kokonoa, possessed an inherent immunity to poison, built up by years of regularly ingesting small amounts. Rather than relying solely on the Scorpion's gifts to detoxify us, perhaps we might learn from those traditions and build up a stronger immunity of our own. It would be prudent to prepare ourselves in case something like this ever happens again. If we're to continue living among the deadly, perhaps it's time we found new ways to overcome the challenges we face. About my life in the village, I thought I knew everything there was to know about the Heartsting, and I now understand that the Scorpion's gifts can easily become a curse in the wrong hands. Its power can poison a single water source, threaten countless lives on a whim. Yet at the same time, its detoxifying powers can save just as many. I began to wonder, could the Heartsting provide succour outside our village? Should it? Or will the risks prove too great? Excellent questions all. Knowing what the Heartsting is capable of outside our borders, we must consider this carefully for the future of our people. I am certain your father will wish to speak more of it upon our return. As you can see, our community has much to consider if we're to keep thriving. But for the moment, I'm simply glad the Heartsting is back in Tural. I can't thank you enough for your help. Until I met you, I'd never hunted alongside a healer. Knowing I had your support filled me with courage. It was such a heartening presence, one I'm going to miss dearly. You have my gratitude and my trust, now and forever. Yeah, because we're awesome. But as much as I'd like to, I won't keep you any longer. Nippin and I have a long trek home. I wish you all the best, and I hope, no, I know, We'll meet again someday. Totty bye. And pan up. Yes. Yes. I think I enjoyed a heart stings, a heavy burden. Yes, I think I enjoyed that one more than I did the magic ranged DPS. I think possibly because the heart sting itself was a more interesting item. You know, the perch, was it the perch with the apex or whatever it was called? You know, it could drop rocks. It's like, yay, it can drop rocks. But this seemed like it had much more of a potential threat. You know, poisoning Vilbrand's entire water source is a little bit more than a guy who thinks he's a hero and can drop some rocks on people's heads. Don't get me wrong, I suspect if he'd had more time, the guy in that quest whose name escapes me because it's been over a week since I did it, I'm sure he could have proven to be a more substantial menace than he was. But Eloet and Kokonoa were, I think, a more interesting threat, and they were a comedy duo, just like whatever his face was also the Justicia, wasn't it, before? I can't remember his actual name. Also a comedy thing. So I'm guessing this is all going to be a band of just barely competent rogues that are getting by on, you know, getting by with these artifacts that they've stolen. So yes, we shall see what we shall see for. That's really helpful, isn't it? For the next role quest. So I've done magic ranged, I've done healer. Next up is probably going to be melee DPS. Probably. It's probably going to be on Viper, of all things. This video should be coming out after my Viper job video, so you'll already know my thoughts, or at least my early thoughts on Viper. So I won't bore you with those now. But yeah, then I've got to level a tank. The weird thing is, I used to love leveling tanks. You know, they were the very first thing I used to level, all the tanks, because of the dungeon queues and so on and so forth. But I've got to the stage where I don't really find any of them except Dark Knight particularly interesting, just thematically, anymore. Clearly I need to, you know, try them out a bit. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Until next time, friends, this has been Demagen the Scholar doing the healer role quests. When the others will come, I don't know. When this is out, I don't know either. I've no idea. But it'll be out at some time, assuming I don't do what I did for Endwalker and just not do them. I need to go and do some level 80 job quests, I think, because I keep seeing them everywhere. I'm not going to record those. But hopefully you've enjoyed this anyway. I do think this was a more interesting series of quests than the caster ones. Fingers crossed that the others are better. None of them have been, you know, amazing level stuff, but they've been entertaining enough, and hopefully I have made them entertaining in some degree for you as well. Have a great day, folks. Stay safe, stay fabulous, stay supportive. Get it? Because I'm a support class? Huh? Please don't dislike the video. Bye. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.